Man is the only creature that consumes without producing, yet he is lord of all animals. Animal Farm, George Orwell.
These quotes make me question, are we as humans truly like this? Do we only take from nature without giving almost nothing in return? Before I continue, let me introduce myself. My name is Clara Citra and I am from Indonesia.
Since childhood, I have had a fascination with and felt a strong connection to animals and nature. Later, in junior high school, I developed a renewed interest in history and culture.
At first, I thought these two were unrelated because I believe they belong in different fields, namely natural science and social science.
However, through John McNeill's lecture, I became familiar with the field of environmental history, which studies the interaction between human societies and their environments. It has three types: cultural, political, and biogeophysical.
From his lecture, I also understood something deeper. The environmental crisis is not sudden, it is historical. The Industrial Revolution and what he calls the Great Acceleration after 1945 reshaped our planet now. Environmental damage is closely connected to how humanity has defined progress. Among those three types, the one that attracts my attention the most is cultural environmental history, which studies how people thought, wrote, and created representations of natural world, nature, animals, and plants. This branch of environmental history is closely related to cultural and intellectual history. This reminds me that nature and humans are not separate, but rather one inseparable entity, closely related within the universe.
As I explore further, I discovered the term biocultural diversity, which explains how the diversity of traditional cultures, including language and knowledge, has a close relationship with the harmony of surrounding natural environment. If we reflect on the lives of urban communities like ours, our lives are often filled with 9 to 5 routines, materialistic lifestyles, instant habits, constant speed, and consumerism.
Living far from nature and surrounded by skyscrapers has made us forget that the earth also needs balance. We struggle to be aware and curious about what is happening to the earth that sustains us. As long as all our needs and desires are met, we often do not care and forget about that. The rapid developments of following the Great Acceleration have shifted many of our lifestyles away from traditional styles and cultures that once lived in harmony with nature. Whether we realize it or not, we currently live with the belief that traditional cultures are backward, irrational, and filled with mystical logic simply because they consider nature sacred or inhabited by spirits, and therefore not to be exploited. Yet, much of this can be scientifically understood, it simply involves different terminology.
This is closely related to the term Anthropocene introduced by McNeill in his lecture. Although this term is not yet officially recognized as a geological era or epoch, it is widely used to describe the impact of human activity on the environment, where humans have become a dominant force shaping climate, ecosystem, and the Earth's surface.
The quote at the beginning, not entirely wrong, in suggesting that humans today often continue consuming without producing. Therefore, we need humility to open broader perspective and strengthen our awareness of the importance of nature and culture.
In 2026, I'm starting a new chapter, trying to learn and adopt a more sustainable lifestyle. As a concrete step, I actively participating in the Laskar Musa community at my church, which is focused on building environmental awareness and zero waste mindset, especially among young people and my church community. Through this, I have learned quite a lot, and these are some simple things that we can do. This reminds me of Kiki Nasution, the founder of Sabda Bumi podcast series, who actively explores the connection between nature and contemporary human society. Once he said, capitalist upbringing teach us to fill every empty space. For example, if we have free time and are not productive, we continue trying to fill it. Therefore, we lose our sense of belonging and see nature as a mere object. With all these simple methods, let us gradually reflect and take a real action to protect the earth and life in the future by carrying out simple and more conscious activities.